Tired of that grumpy old boss you work for at your 9 to 5? Then you came to the right place. Join me on a fascinating journey as we bring back some of the most intriguing jobs that have now vanished from the modern world. Have your resume ready. Video store clerk. In the 1990s, video stores were all the rage. Back then, we couldn't simply stream movies and shows on their magical devices like we do now. No, we had to touch a bit of grass and pay the local video store a visit. Video stores were these establishments where people could rent movies and watch them on something called a VCR. That's short for video cassette recorder for all the youngsters out there. And who do you think helped folks pick out the perfect movie for their evening entertainment? The video store clerks, of course. Video store clerks were usually knowledgeable individuals who knew everything there was to know about movies. They had an extraordinary memory for titles and genres and could recommend the most delightful films to the customers based on their tastes. They could tell you where any movie was located on the shelves, just like a human search engine. I remember there was one video store clerk who recommended that I watch American Graffiti, a suggestion based on the way I looked alone. And as expected, I ended up loving the movie. They were true librarians of cinema. Just ask Quentin Tarantino, who worked as one before he started directing some of the most critically acclaimed films today. Switchboard operator. Before smartphones took over the world, we had telephones, and without the technological advancements of today, these telephones worked thanks to switchboard operators. To be a switchboard operator, you had to be quick and accurate. Imagine a large board with rows and rows of jacks and cords. Each jack was a telephone line, and the operator had to plug and unplug the cords to establish connections between callers. They memorized phone numbers and knew the names of regular callers by heart. When someone wanted to make a call, they'd pick up the phone and tell the operator the number they wished to reach. The operator would then connect the call by inserting the correct cords into the appropriate jacks, making sure the right wires were linked. It wasn't just about making connections. The switchboard operators were also friendly voices on the other end of the line, often engaging in small talk and sharing updates with callers. They were, in many ways, the social hub of the town, knowing everyone's business and spreading news as fast as any modern social media platform. Bowling alley pin setters. Bowling alleys were a hub of entertainment, and the pin setters were the unsung heroes who made the game possible. Back in the olden days, bowling alleys had to be set up with pins after each throw, and it was the job of the pin setters to do this by hand. When a bowler rolled the ball down the lane and knocked down the pins, it was the pin setter's time to shine. These young boys, often in their teens, would rush into the lane with lightning speed. They'd gather the fallen pins, reset them in their proper positions, and then quickly dart back to a safe area before the next ball was rolled. Break time. If you're enjoying the video, don't be shy and give it a like. And stay tuned for the next job for good luck. Chimney sweeps. When homes were heated by fireplaces and stoves, someone needed to keep the chimneys clean and free from soot and debris. Enter the brave and skillful chimney sweeps. These hardworking souls were tasked with a crucial duty to climb up tall chimneys and sweep away the accumulated soot, so the smoke could escape freely and the fires burn brightly. Chimney sweeps, often young boys or men, would don special hats and clothes designed to protect them from the dark, dusty, and cramped chimneys. They carried long brushes and rods to gently dislodge the soot and carefully bring it down to the hearth. Obviously, the work required strength and bravery to venture into the dark recesses of the chimneys, but these skilled sweeps took great pride in their work, knowing they played a vital role in keeping homes safe and warm. There's a fun fact about chimney sweeps. They were known to be superstitious, believing they brought good luck to the households they served. People would sometimes touch their garments or shake their hands for a bit of that good luck charm. Milkmen. People used to have fresh milk delivered right to their doorsteps. Can you imagine that? The milkmen were the ones responsible for this service. They would wake up early in the morning and set out with their trusty milk carts to deliver milk to the homes of the neighborhood. The milkmen were friendly and familiar faces to the community. They knew every family they served, and in return, the families trusted them with their milk deliveries. Each morning, they'd arrive with their milk bottles neatly stored in a big metal crate, and they'd exchange the empty bottles from the previous day for the full ones. But where does the milkman, get milk. You see, they worked with the local dairy farmers to get you milk as fresh as the morning dew. They'd visit the farms regularly to collect the fresh milk, ensuring the community drank only the very best. It was like a connection between the countryside and the city, all thanks to these dedicated milkmen. Typesetters. Back when books, newspapers, and magazines were made with great care and precision, typesetters were the artisans responsible for creating the beautifully printed words that graced the pages. In those days, words were not digitally arranged on a screen like they are now. Instead, typesetters had to meticulously set each letter one by one to form words, sentences, and entire pages. They worked in special printing shops called printeries, or typesetting houses. Their tools were not keyboards and monitors, but trays filled with metal or wooden letters, known as type. Each type represented a single character, and the typesetters would skillfully arrange these letters in a special composing stick, making sure they were aligned correctly and spaced evenly. This was far from easy. Typesetting needed patience, precision, and a keen eye for detail. The typesetters had to be masters of their craft, ensuring that every letter was properly inked and pressed onto the paper to create clear and readable text. And it wasn't just about setting the main body of the text. Typesetters also took care of headlines, titles, and other decorative elements, making sure the overall layout was aesthetically pleasing and visually appealing. Oh, but their work didn't end there. Once the typesetting was complete, the pages had to be arranged in the right order and bound together to create books, newspapers, and other printed materials. This final step required teamwork and coordination, with various specialists collaborating to produce the finished product. Soda jerk. Back in the golden era of the 1920s to 1950s, soda jerks worked behind the counters of the local soda fountains and ice cream parlors. They were the masters of creating delightful soda concoctions and sweet treats, and they brought joy and refreshment to people on hot summer days. Now you might be wondering, Marshall, why were they called soda jerks? Yeah, well, it's a funny little name that actually has nothing to do with their personality. You see, the word jerk in this context refers to the jerking motion they use to operate the soda fountain machines. With swift and practiced movements, they pulled the levers and handlebars to mix and dispense delicious soda drinks. These jerks had an extensive repertoire of soda fountain drinks, ice cream sodas, milkshakes, and sundaes. They knew all the classic recipes and could whip up the most scrumptious treats with ease. But it wasn't just about making drinks, you know. The soda jerks were also great entertainers, engaging customers with a friendly banter and cheerful demeanor. Think of them as a family-friendly bartender. And there you go. Which of these jobs would you have applied for if they were still around? Tell us in the comment section below. Hey, if you liked the video, please do consider subscribing to our channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.